Hey beauties, and welcome back to another video. So today I've just created a nice classic black liner and red lip look. Now I've done this look because I'm actually going to be doing a little home photo shoot today, and I'm going to be, this is my prop, honey. Not a fan of honey, but we're just going to go for it. So I'll include some photos at the end, but thank you for watching. And I hope you enjoy it. Feel free to press subscribe if you've enjoyed watching, and we'll see you soon. Bye. So I'm just going to put this hair back because I know it's going to annoy me. So just going to get that out of the way. Much better. So we're going to start with our eyebrows. And I actually haven't done the whole pear soap brow before, but I want to try. So we're going to do that. So I've got my spoolie, and I don't really know how I'm meant to activate it, but I'm just going to spray my spoolie with some of the MAC Prep and Prime, I guess. I don't know. It's got everything else on my table wet, so that wasn't the smartest idea. And then, so when I made this, I melted the soap and then I poured it in this container and left a mascara one in there so I could create like that little shape that it can go in. So then it's also sanitary for my makeup kit because I have little mini ones for my kit. So that's got all the soap on it, and then let's try and brush it through the brows and see what happens. Like, it's brushing in the way I want, but is it gonna like dry? Oh, here we go. It's starting to set down. I think we just need a bit of patience, and I don't have patience. So I'm just going over this front bit of my eyebrow because my eyebrows are really thick. So it makes sense it would take, you know, a hot minute to get them stuck down. Okay, brows, come through. All right, I'm just going to move the excess soap just with some micellar water and a makeup pad. I actually really like this soap brow look because I feel like it really opens up my eyeball. And that's what I want. So just really lightly. Alright, they feel pretty dry, so I'm going to start using the NYX Brow Tint Pen in Brunette just to start filling in any gaps, just really light flicks. Ooh, I'm a fan. So as you can see, I'm just using a really light hand just to fill in any gaps and just to give it that colour I want. Alright, so with my eye base, I'm using the P. Louise in, what does that say, Rumor 3. So I don't want a thick eye base today. So I'm just going to put some straight on the eyelid. And then I'm just using this big fluffy brush just to buff that in. Our eye base is on, and I've set it with the translucent powder. Now to create, because I'm only doing a winged liner, so I'm not going to go full on crazy, so I'm just going to add one colour onto my crease just to add a bit of definition. So I'm using the Wasp W36 brush. It's just this really nice, thick, just blending brush. It's one of my favourite brushes. And I'm just going to be taking the shade Embark in the MAC Lighter palette. So just that shade there. So load that up on the brush, get rid of your excess, and just go straight into your crease with it. Just start buffing that in. Because we just want to add a bit of dimension, a little bit of colour. That's about it really. So to line my eyes, I'm using the AMC Gel Liner by Inglot. it's the best eyeliner. It is amazing. It doesn't budge, it doesn't bleed, it doesn't do anything. And I'm just adding a drop of the Duraline by Inglot as well, and it just helps thin the product out, so it's just gorgeous. So just using a really small thin angled liner brush. It's actually a paintbrush, but that's fine. So I've got my Duraline in there, and I'm kind of just gonna wipe it around, and then I take it on the lid. So I don't dip straight into the product, I just go on the lid and make sure that brush is nice and flat and there's plenty of product on it. Okay, doing black eyeliner always makes me really nervous. Okay, so going in, I'm going to go with my eyes straight open, and that's how I'm going to create my wing, because you don't want to do it with your eyes closed because you can't see where it's going to end up. So with my eyes open, I'm going to and there we go. So then always start on your non-comfortable eye first, because then that'll be easier to replicate on the eye you work on better. So, and then with my eye again just straight open, I'm just going to, from about the middle of the wing we've created, just swoop in. And that's it. And then you just want to fill in those gaps. And just making sure you're topping up on your product and it's nice and thin, not super thick. So once I'm at about, where aren't we? About here, I go into my very inner corner and I just kind of really carefully just right in that inner corner, right on the lash line. Okay, so I finished with the eyeliner, and I did just add a bit in my waterline. Now, my clips keep falling out because I don't have like hair on the back of my head for it to grab onto. So I've got my lashes, and I got these off the website Pretty Little Thing. So they're the Sosu Sinful Lashes Pride, and you'll see what they look like on in a minute. So I'm going to pop the glue on them, and while it's drying I'm going to put on some of the Lait-Creme concentrate by Embryolisse. Amazing for hydrating. So I'm going to go ahead and put the glue on, and then we'll be back with this. Alright, so the glue's on the lashes, just going to make it a bit tacky, so I'm just going to put some of this in my hand, rub it in, and then really rub it into the face. You want to really massage it in. And also let me know if you want a bit of a more like in-depth how I do my eyeliner. So I'm just going to go straight on top with the lash. Oh, these lashes are nice. So now that cream has had a little bit to settle in, we're going to chuck on some primer. Using a NYX Marshmallow Primer. Just going to, once again, rub it all over. I'm using a Nars Natural Radiant Longwear Foundation in Stromboli. So I'm just going to do, because the pump's going out small, so I do like 2 or 3. And, well, that was 4, but still. Alright, and then just on a brush, this is the high def brush from Miss A. And I'm just going to start buffing that all in. Foundation's all done, so we're going to go in with our contour. So with my contour today, I'm going to be using the Soul Body Face and Body Bronzing Balm in medium dark. Now I'm not sure if it's going to go with the contour because it's a bit of a warmer colour, but we're going to see. So I'm just using an old foundation brush, just getting the product on. I'm just going to carve out where I'm going to do it. I'm going to deepen up that cheek a little bit. Alright, so that's all on there. We're going to buff that in. Quite like how that looks. It's definitely more of a bronze, but I like it. Now in with some liquid blush. This is from Milani and it's the colour Cheeky Coral. Excuse me. So I'm just going to do that in the same angle as I've done my blush. I actually really like this colour. And I'm going to buff that in with a powder. See how nice that colour is? Okay. Now onto concealer. I'm using the Nars Radiant Creamy Concealer in Cafe Con Leche. And I'm just going to do it in my inner corner. And then really carefully under where I've put my eyeliner. I think that lash is lifting a little bit. Go back. Thank you. And then nose, forehead. And I think I'll do it today. I don't want to do it on my chin today. And then just blending it in with the, I'm just going to cover that little dirty bit, clean bit of the sponge. So first thing I'm going to do is powder my under eye. So just using this little powder puff and the Hourglass translucent. So I'm just going to go over again with my sponge just to make sure it's all nice and seamless. And then just powder on the puff and just want to press right in there. There's our under eyes done. Now I'm using the Nars Laguna bronzer. I'm going in with an angled brush. So just in the product of any excess, and then I'm just going to do circular flicking motions. So that's our bronzer done. And now for blush, I'm using the Bellini palette from BH Cosmetics. Absolute one of my favourites at the moment. So this is just a Wet n Wild blush brush, and I'm going to be taking those two shades there. And just really lightly just packing it on. Light hand, you don't need a heavy hand. So for highlighter, I'm using the MAC Soft and Gentle. And this is just a Bretman Rock Wet n Wild brush. And I'm just going to pop that on there. Oh, I really love this highlighter. I actually hadn't used it before. I only got it like, I don't know, like a couple months ago. And it's just gorgeous. So that's all our powders done. And then I'm just going to set the rest of my face with just this dome powder brush. Just for anywhere else that might need it. So I just do my chin, my nose, my upper lip, and just a little bit on the forehead, just to, mainly just the T-zone, basically. That's all I really powder. Now I'm going to add, because my face is all done, I'm going to add my bottom lash mascara. And that really makes the biggest difference. Okay, so mascara's on. All we have left to do is the lips. So make sure before you do your lips, you add something to hydrate your lips. I'm just using just Vaseline. Nothing, you know, special, nothing fancy. Just to make sure your lips are nice and hydrated, and that the lipstick or whatever lip product you're using is just going to go on just like butter. That's what you want. You don't want it to be a rough texture. Alright, so I'm going to start by lining my lips. So I'm using the Makeup Atelier to line. I'm just using it in the colour C20. So I line the middle of my bottom lip, and then I'll line my bow. And then from there, I'll just connect it to the end points of my lip. Okay, so that's my lips lined. And then I'm using a Pout Cosmetics lipstick in Corvette. And I'm just going to take it on my brush and then fill in the lips. And there is your red lip. And that's the look all done. Now I'm not setting today's look just because I'm about to do like a little home photo shoot. So I'm not going to set it because there might be some things I need to touch up. But there you go. So this is the aftermath of a little home photo shoot I just did.